Welcome back, explorers. Today, we are being invited into breakthrough. As we engage the spirit of might, we are reminded that we are born to be overcomers. Wow. We are reminded that there is nothing that we cannot overcome because of Jesus. So let's just begin to shift into union and connect with Him. So just begin to imagine His bright, joyful, beautiful face smiling at you. Begin to look into those loving eyes and say this with me. I love you, God. You love me, God. We love each other. We are love. It's who we are. It's who we are. And so I shift my awareness, my emotions, my situations, my responses to this truth that we are love. And I settle into it. And I am rooted and grounded in this truth, in this moment. And so I live, I move, and I have my being from this place of love with you, God. Wow. He is so good. Whew. Wow. So today we are engaging the spirit of might. And so we're going to look at a scripture to begin to understand how the spirit of might actually works and moves. And so the root word for might is Gavrel, I think is how you say it. And it means to prevail, to be strong, to overcome. And so the scripture in Exodus 17:10-11 in the NASB says, Then the Amalekites came and fought against Israel at Rephidim. So Moses said to Joshua, Choose men for us and go out, fight against the Amalekites. Tomorrow I will station myself on the top of the hill with the staff of God in my hand. Joshua did as Moses told him, and fought against the Amalek. And Moses and Aaron and Hur went up to the top of the hill. So it came about when Moses held his hands up that Israel prevailed. And when he let his hands down, the Amalek prevailed. In the NLT, it says, when the people of Israel were still at Rephidim, the warriors of Amalek attacked them. Moses commanded Joshua, choose some of the men to go out and fight the armies of Amalek for us. Tomorrow I will stand at the top of the hill, holding the staff of God in my hand. So Joshua did what Moses had commanded and fought the army of Amalek. Meanwhile, Moses, Aaron, and Hur climbed to the top of a nearby hill. As long as Moses held up the staff in his hand, the Israelites had the advantage. But whenever he dropped his hands, the Amalekites gained the advantage. I love how in the NASB it says that Israel prevailed. And in the NLT, it says that Israel had the advantage. I love both of those words, prevailed and the advantage. So, what does the Spirit of Might teach us how? It teaches us how to overcome the things that we are struggling with in the moment. Because you notice from this scripture, in that moment, they were going out to battle. So there are things in our lives that we're struggling with, that we're battling with in this moment. But we can overcome them because we are born to be overcomers. And I love how Moses shows us how to do that. He first positions himself on the hill. So he had the advantage to see over the entire battleground. That's an invitation for us to position ourselves. And then you notice that it was only when Moses lifted his hands, which when we lift our hands, we are surrendering. We are letting go. So as Moses lifted his hands, he surrendered and he let go. And allowed God, with that staff in his hands, to move on behalf of Israel. And it was in that place of surrendering, in that position of surrender, that they had the advantage. And so do we. When we put ourselves in a position of surrender, where we allow God to move through us, we have the advantage. And we win the victory, the battle, and the victory is ours. So why should we be defeated or discouraged when we have the advantage? Whew. It's time for us to position ourselves to surrender and let God move through us and for us. And this is what the Spirit of might reminds us. It reminds us to put ourselves in a position where we always have the advantage, to prevail, to overcome. Wow. So we are going to engage the spirit of might. And as we do, I want to remind you that you have permission from your Father to explore, to be curious, to take your rightful position as a child. To take the advantage, to take the advantage point. To be the overcomer that you were meant to be. So I just want to invite you to use your imagination right now. And I want you to see whatever situation you're struggling with or battling with in this moment. And I want you to see Jesus standing with you and beside you in this moment. And as Jesus invites the spirit of might, begin to see the spirit of might standing on the other side of you. So for myself, I'm just seeing this fertility journey that me and my husband have been on in front of me and Jesus and the spirit of might right now. Wow. And so I want you to ask Jesus to take you above this situation. Just as Moses was sitting on that hill, begin to see yourself and Jesus and the Spirit of might on a hill above your situation. And now lift your hands and say, I surrender this situation to you right now, God. I let go of my understanding. I let go of my expectations. I let go of my motives. I let go of my perception of this. I let go of how I am to respond to this. I let go of control and striving and performance. I let go of fear. And I say, have your way in me and through me, in regards to this situation. Yeah, even my right to defend myself, I let go. Wow. Wow. Just begin to see him move through you as he fills you. For me, I just see his breath going into me and coming out of me. Press in even more. Let him feel you and flow through you. as he flows out of you. See him hovering and moving over this situation. Whoa. Begin to see the breakthrough. Begin to see things opening up for you. Say this with me. Spirit of might, I release you to come over this situation with your presence. Wow. For me, I'm just beginning to see a parting and a light coming through on our fertility journey. Wow. 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 And now I want you to turn to the Spirit of might and give him a hug and say thank you for reminding me that I am an overcomer, that I have the advantage. Whew. No matter what I'm struggling with or battle that I face. And now turn to Jesus and hug him and say thank you for everything that you have overcome so that I could have the advantage, so that I could walk in victory in this situation. Thank you for reminding me to take my position of surrender. Thank you for reminding me to allow you to move in me and through me on behalf of me and others around me. And come back to this moment. Wow. I just feel such a lightness and clarity in regards to my, like I said, me and my husband's fertility journey that we are on. I feel like I have a new perspective of how to approach it from that place of surrender and advantage and victory that I didn't have before. So I feel like I got my breakthrough, and I know that you've gotten yours. Keep engaging the spirit of might and letting him remind you of who you are as an overcomer, because Jesus has overcome everything. And the spirit of might is just teaching us and reminding us of who we are. And I'll catch you next time.
And if you like this content, hit subscribe now for new episodes every Monday. And if you want to go deeper, join me at patreon.com/awakenexplorers. See you next time.